Okay. Josh, Jamie, Josh.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. We're doing a thing.
Yeah,
Long
it's all staying in.
Yeah, great. Super fresh. I love it.
It's convention season, which is a really dumb thing to say these days because it seems like there's a convention every week year round. But spring into summer is sort of when a bulk of the really big conventions happen. So along with all the things that you've got to get ready, like your big banner display and your tablecloth and your pop-up display and your books and your prints and all your signage and stuff, are business cards still a thing in this, the 19th year of the Willennium?
Hey everybody, sorry I'm late, but as promised, a Willennium celebration you'll not soon forget. What? Say what, say what, and do what with it?
To unlock the mysteries of the business card, I decided to turn to an expert. My good friend, Ross Nover. You might know him from Super Art Fight as one of our 2 MCs, but he is also the co-founder of Friendly Design Company in Washington, D.C. So I headed down to his office, brought along a camera, shoved it in his face, asked him a couple questions.
In the 19th year of the Willennium, yes, business cards are still a relevant thing. I think as it's shifted from like something everyone automatically gives you to something that someone gives you as a treat or as a kind of special connection, then it can have a good effect. You know, I used to go to meetings, professional like work company meetings, and you will have corporate people who will just, the minute you sit down, just like flick their business cards around like they're they're setting up for a card game or something. And all of those cards will end up in a stack and never get used ever.
Yeah.
So in that case, I don't think business cards matter. But I do think that when you are talking to someone and talking about yourself and saying, you should get in touch with me, and then you give them a business card, and you make it a like point based upon a conversation or based upon a connection or something that they've asked you for first, then it can still have a very good effect.
Nice.
They don't have a 100% success rate. It's not every business card handed out is someone contacting you.
So it's shitty ROI.
The ROI on it, I would say, is somewhere around 10%.
Okay.
But it's a way higher percentage than not giving them a business card, or, oh, let me text you, or let me, or those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Which I don't find always work. I mean, if you can just get in someone's phone and like be already contacting them or be in charge of the contact, great. But I think a business card these days is a chance to be memorable in a way that if you bother to make a good business card, you have the possibility of doing. Yeah, so what we do these days on our stickers, and we're going to start doing on our business cards, is we have a sticker on one side and our information on the back. It's important to keep in mind that at some point the front and the back are going to be separated, so you need to think through what information do you need to have on the sticker itself, so when they put it on something, it retains the fact that it was yours in a way that was not annoying. And then the back can be just the information. So in our case, it's some basic info, contact info. On the front, it's really just, our website, just so it's tacked on there. It's very tiny. You have to look for it, but if you do look for it, you can find it. So that way, when the sticker winds up on someone's laptop or thermos or folder or Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper?
Yeah, that's all the rage. Then that way, they can say, oh yeah, that's from, and then look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's where that's from. And most people probably will never do that, but you want to prepare for what might happen as best you can and think that through. And then also by doing it on a sticker, it's like a reason to hand out that info. It's more interesting and useful than like, here's a card, and if you don't want it for its cardness, it's of no use to you at all. So try to think through something that is a little interesting and a little useful, or if not that, personal. I know people that will put their photo on their business card, people that will put like a little area they can fill in on like, here's where we met and here's what we talked about. And there's a lot of ideas out there, and even the ones that you've seen online, I don't want to say rip off other people, but we weren't the first people to come up with sticker business cards, and we won't be the last. So do that, do something else, do something that makes sense for you and your audience and who you're trying to get the attention of and talk to.
Nice. Thank you, Ross. It sounds like yes, indeed. In the 19th year of the Willennium, business cards are still a thing. So, where do you get them? The most affordable option is to go to Staples and pick up an Avery Labels pack of business cards. They have templates available online to help you design it, to get it in the right registration so that when you run it through the printer, they'll all show up in the business cards. They're a little flimsy, but they do in a pinch. There have been a couple of times in the past when I had to go to like a Kinko's or a Staples to get some Avery Labels to print out some business cards at the last minute. So they work in a pinch. They're not the best. The cardstock is a little flimsy. When you separate them, you still have the little edges on them. So you might want to take some scissors and trim them to make them all nice and stuff. But if you're clever with your design, it really doesn't matter what the material is that you have your business card. If it's something interesting and cool and different from everyone else, people will think it's pretty awesome. I usually get my business cards from 3 places. None of these have sponsored this video. I don't have affiliate links for any of these, so I'm endorsing them because I use them. If you have a local place that's better, that gives you better service, that's great. But 3 of my favorite places. First is Jack Prints. They do a whole bunch of printing stuff. They do posters, they do postcards, they do brochures, they do big prints, they do small prints, they do shirts. It's sort of like a one-stop shop for all of your printing needs. They used to do these square business card dealies with rounded edges. They were big enough that you could put a nice little squarish logo on one side and your information on the other side. And I used to order these by the bucket and just hand them out at shows, and people were like, wow, this is really cool. I'm sure they lost them, but it made them stop and look at the card for a little bit. So sometimes a different shape can be enough to kind of catch the attention of somebody that you're handing these out to. But I like Jack Prints. The quality has always been pretty good. Customer service is pretty good. If you need to talk to somebody on the phone, they're there. If you're not a designer and you need help with that side of things, they have designers on staff. It costs a little bit more. If I know I'm gonna need a whole bunch of something, like more than 500, I usually order from Jack Prints because the price breakdowns are pretty decent when you get that high up, but it's been a while since I've needed to order something in that quantity. If I'm looking for something really special to set myself apart from everyone else,
look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God. It even has a watermark.
I usually go with moo.com. That's right, Moo. It's easy to remember. I can't believe they got that URL, but it's awesome. The quality of their cards is really great. They have a couple of different varieties. They have a line called Lux, I think it's Lux, and they're extra thick cards. They're so thick that you can actually get colors on the border. So I used to do like a nice red border on a red card and hand them out. And they're really thick. Like they're not flimsy. They don't bend really easy. So you remember that you have one of these cards in your pocket because it kind of jabs at you, which can be kind of good because when you have one of these Lux cards with your branding on it and it pokes somebody, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? They pull it out and be like, oh my God, this card is amazing. And that happened to a lot of people when they would pick up these Lux cards from me. They have a couple of different design lines. They offer foil. They have great packaging. So if you're a design nerd and you like the way things are packaged, you can't beat Moo. Another neat thing that Moo does is something they call Printfinity, where you can print a different design on every card in your order. So let's say you order 50 cards and you have 50 great images in your portfolio. If you have 50 great images in your portfolio, you don't need to be watching any of this. You're set. But if you have 50 great images in your portfolio, you can put one of those images on every card in your order and hand them out. So you can almost make your cards like a trading game. Like, different people get different cards and then they start looking at them and they're like, hey, yours is different than mine. Here, I'll trade you. And then, you know, you could sort of generate buzz that way. Also, 50 great portfolio images, you're doing something amazing. That's great. I love Moo's packaging. I love the feel of their cards. I love the variety of different fancy options that they give you. They're a little bit more expensive than some of the other places out there, but I really appreciate the quality of Moo Cards. And if I want to impress people, I always go with Moo first.
This card is expensive. It's about $4 a card because of the stock. It doesn't fit in a Rolodex because it doesn't belong in a Rolodex. My card, instead of telling you that I'm a CEO, because who cares about my title, tells you about the result I generate. I build crowds. Guaranteed. What do? Guaranteed.
Third place I'll recommend is Overnight Prints. It's not just a fancy name. If you need your print in hand tomorrow, Overnight Prints will hook you up. You're gonna pay a lot for last minute shipping and all that kind of bullshit. But the nice thing about Overnight Prints is that the more you work with them, you're gonna get discounts at different tiers. I think there's like silver and gold. If you're gold, you get more of a discount on every order. So if you're in a rush and you forgot, sometimes a con sneaks up on you. They're like hidden little demons, and then you're like, "Baba, you have a show next week." Oh fuck! So if you're in a pinch and you need to get these things done quickly, Overnight Prints will hook you up. The quality is pretty decent. It's not like on par with Moo or Jack Prints, but it's pretty great. If they fuck up an order, they'll usually unfuck it and send you out another one free of charge. There have been a couple of times when an order hasn't quite been right, and they'll be like, all right, we'll fix it for you. So I've had pretty good experiences working with Overnight Prints. They're very affordable, and the more you order with them, they become even more affordable. Now, listening to some asshole blab on YouTube about where to buy business cards is fine and all, but it's not as good as getting cards in your hand and getting samples in your hand and testing things out for yourself. The nice thing about most printing places is that they are more than willing to send you a rack of demos with swatches and samples of a lot of the stuff that they print, from posters to postcards to brochures to pamphlets to business cards, different varieties of inks, different varieties of finishes, all that kind of stuff. I have samples from a local place here, Indigo Ink. This sample book is fucking ridiculous, but it has all the different paper types, different inks that you can print on them. I'm gonna get some B-roll of this stuff. I just wanted to break out a couple of these pages, like being able to print on red, that's pretty rad. They can also print on black, and these are the different hues they've got. They have this semi-transparent stuff. Well, it's hard to see, but let's see if we can focus on. Yeah, semi-transparent pages, and then totally transparent. And then, like, you know, transparency film like you have in school and that kind of stuff. But like, there's more. There's like all of this. This is so much stuff. This thing even has hints on how to get the best print on what type of paper. It's crazy. They also have different finishes, different feels. So if you're really persnickety and you want to get a good feel of the product that you're going to buy, definitely get a sample pack from the printer that you're working with. Indigo Ink, I use them for some of the minis that I do and stuff like that. They're here in Columbia, so it's great. I just drive up and pick it up and do it down. That's the nice thing. If there's a local printer near you, maybe get in touch with them to do your print stuff. Not just your business cards or postcards, but like maybe your books and stuff, because there are a bunch of places you can order this stuff online, but if you can work with somebody local, sometimes they'll give you a better deal. It's easier to work with them. You don't have to worry about shipping because you can drive up and do a place. You can actually talk to a real person if you have questions. Like, if you have questions, this is too much. These are too many samples. So if you have questions on, you know, what paper looks best with the type of imagery that you want to put out, you'll have somebody to talk to in person. A lot of these places online have business numbers that you can call and stuff, but if you're like me, you're afraid of telephones for some stupid reason. So talking to someone in person is always helpful, and they'll usually walk you through the process. I got another sample booklet from a place called Cat Print. I haven't worked with them yet, but I hear good things. So they got the regular foil options. They got a gold foil. They got a rose gold. And they got a holographic thing, which I'm gonna have to use my phone light to really show it off. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty friggin' cool. but this is a nice little sample pack. So yeah, if you're a little bit hesitant about ordering from any of the places that I just mentioned, get a sample pack. Sample, 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 sample. Sample in hand is better than just listening to me Jim and Jaw about stuff, because your personal preferences for feel and look are going to be different. So get a sample pack, see what you like. If you have other questions, call them up, email them, say like, you know, this is what I'm looking to do, these are the types of images, and they'll be like, oh sure, yeah, use this, blah 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 blah. I usually keep every card that I pick up, but I have never been clever enough to put them all in the same spot, so I have example cards all over the house, and they're hidden under boxes, in boxes, under shelves, under cats maybe. So that's why there is a dearth of examples in this video. You saw a bunch of examples that I shot over at Friendly Design Co, but other examples of things that I thought were clever or that caught my eye, I don't have them right now. But if you are interested in getting more inspiration for business cards, I might continue this series. Like during this con season, I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con this year, and people always do extra stuff for Comic-Con. So if I find some good stuff, good promotional things, I could grab a bunch of them, display them here to get some B-roll, tell you what I like about what design and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, I could just start collecting things at the different shows that I come to, and then come back here and kind of display them and show you what I think works for some things, what doesn't work quite well for other people, and also give them some advertisement on my small little YouTube channel here. Oh, I'm also going to AwesomeCon. I could probably get a whole bunch of stuff from AwesomeCon. So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing, is just grabbing business cards that I find attractive or that I think are pretty cool and showcasing them here on the channel, because I think that'll be fun, and it also might inspire you to come up with different ideas and stuff like that. If I see clever ones like, you know, metal ones, or things that can fold into toys, or things that you can break apart, yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. And those are a little bit more difficult to kind of produce and might cost a little bit more, but they're always fun. So, and it's been a while, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for you guys and show them here whenever I find them. If you have a favorite place that you go to for business cards, let me know down in the comments. I'm always on the lookout for new printers to work with. Every couple of years I'll run out of business cards, and then I'll do a Google search. Hey, who does this kind of business card? And just, you know, I like working with the 3 places that I mentioned before, but I also like trying out new stuff. Thanks for watching. I got kittens, so if you see them running around in the background, that's why. Also, this is a super wide angle lens, so I get a lot of the kitchen and a lot of the living room. That's a cat. Wait, where's my, yep, that's a cat. That black lump, that's Jezzy. She doesn't like messing around. So, you know, if you see a black lump in the background in my video, that's her. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.
I can't do this seriously. Is this video or photo?
Yeah, no, this is video.
Oh, fun. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Great thing.
No, this is all going in there.
Yes.
This is all
it
going
is.
in there.
Very nice.
Hopefully this shit isn't focused. All right, let me rack into your face.
Oh, fun.